Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DDB's End Zone Empire with your hosts, Dave, Dustin, and Brian. Your source for the latest and greatest fantasy football info, wagering, injury reports, picks of the week, and more.
Hey, everybody. We are here at AB's Bar. Thanks for letting us be part of your day. I'm your host, Dave, and I'm here with my main man, Brian,
What's up? Sipping on some Maker's Mark.
and my other main man, Dustin, over here.
What's up, people? Sorry I was sick last week.
It happens. Look, this is kind of a crazy week, and some of y'all gonna struggle this week out there in your fantasy, your wagering. But that's what we're here for. We're gonna help you out, and just in case you need confirmation. Last week, we told you, we gave you our locks. If you used them, you made money. Okay, we were what was it, 5-1 last week on our lock picks, and the Jets game got away from us a little bit. But hey, without those 3 fumbles, I think the Jets have a better chance of winning. But either way, that's
100%.
neither here nor there. But that's why you listen to us, because we don't want to be the most well-spoken, the most polished show, the fanciest show. We just want to be right or accurate, And nobody's going to be 100%, but that's why you listen. We're going to help you. We're going to help you get all your information and everything you need for your fantasy, your wagering, and so on. Okay, so last week, we did tell you to take the Chiefs over the Dolphins. We told you to take the Ravens over the Seahawks, the Browns over the Cardinals, Saints over the Bears, and then we also told you to take those Bengals over the Bills. We did say take the Jets over the Chargers. That one didn't work out, but listen, nobody out there is 100%. That is about as good as it gets right there. We're on fire, so pay attention this week. We might try to help you out. Maybe we can all get through this week together, okay? So as we sit here, we're going to go ahead and start.
Hey, before we start, I just want to do a shout out.
Go ahead.
For Sharon and Steve. Sharon's still in the league. We're going into week 10 right now. She has not missed a game whatsoever. 5 people left in her league. Go Sharon, kill it.
Sharon, you got to give us just a little bit of that.
Just a little bit. Throw it out there.
2% will be good.
Steve, just keep watching, taking notes.
Get them next year, buddy.
Yeah. Well, no, I appreciate y'all. But so the first game of the week, we're just going to jump right into it because I think if we get rolling, this could be one of our shorter episodes, and maybe y'all will appreciate that a little bit. I don't know, but here we go. The Thursday game this week is not much to talk about. It's not much going on. I mean, I might not even watch it if I'm being honest, but it is the Panthers at the Bears. I got to think Amazon Prime's not too happy about this game, but, they make the schedule preseason. Maybe it looked like a better game. I don't know. We're going to get into the injuries. I think we need to start there before we even get into this game. So let's check in with the injury report.
All right, we're going to start with the Panthers. We got DJ Chark. He does have an elbow injury and very doubtful to play. Now we're going to bounce to the other side. Justin Fields still has that thumb issue, and he will not play. And we got Tyson Badgett that will be quarterback this week. Khalil Herbert did come off IR, and he's in his practice window. And then we've got Cole Kmet dealing with a knee issue, but still likely to play.
Okay. Now we're going to get into the fantasy and all that, but I know what you Thursday. I know what you guys like. Okay, and I'm gonna let you know. I'm not going to put this game in my multi-game parlay. I'm going to stay away from this game. And Dustin, I have a question for you.
Let's go.
Is there still value here? Can you find value on the Thursday night game?
Like you said, it's not going to be pretty. I wouldn't mind the under at 38.5 in this game.
Okay.
I don't see a lot of scoring. Neither team is good against the spread. Carolina's 1-6-1 against the spread. The Bears are 3-5-1 against the spread. I don't really want to watch this game much like anybody else does. I got some couple prop bets.
Okay, yeah, let's hear that.
This could make it watchable. I got the Bears quarterback. I'm going to call him Baguette. Over 186.5 passing yards. DJ Moore over 51.5 receiving yards. Hubbard over 43.5 rushing. And Bryce Young under 215 passing.
Oh, I like that. Yep.
So, I don't know if you want to make the game watchable.
Yeah, and I think there's some value there for you Thursday guys that like the same game parlays. Now, Brian, I'm looking at this game in my fantasy league, and I feel like I need to trade for Cole Kmet. Is that, am I crazy?
He is definitely in my starts. I got co-commit coming off a 2-touchdown game. And it might actually be better with, was it Badgett?
Yeah.
Is that, am I right with saying that?
Baguette or
Well, I mean, he has 3 touchdowns, 6 interceptions in 3 games. And most of those are going to co-commit. So co-commit's a good start. DJ Moore, I would stay away from all the running backs. Even if Cleo Herbert does come back this week, I think Foreman's laid the ground. I think he's showing that he is a good running back. You got the rookie Johnson. That's going to be a 3-headed monster. Definitely stay away from it. On the other side of the ball, though, a really good one to start, I would say, is Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard put in the last 3 weeks, he put up 19, 15, 16. And
solid.
as far as carries go, last game, Miles Sanders was back, and he outrushed him 16 to 6 carries. So
That's not a good sign.
So we may be seeing trend up for Hubbard, down on Miles Sanders, and of course we're starting Adam Thielen. He's had a great season. A little down week last week, going 5 for 29, but I see a bounce back week for him.
Yeah, I don't think the fantasy owners need to be worried about that too much. He's hard to guard. He's a handful, and he make a quarterback look good. So
yeah, he's a really good outlet for Young. But I'm looking at the 3.5 and the 38.5 under. What do y'all think about that?
the Bears minus 3.5. Or you?
Bears, yeah,
Bears minus 3.5.
Bears at home dog.
Yeah. So that is a tough one because the Bears are at home. I don't know if it's going to rain or not. I didn't even check the weather report, but I would say this game does feel kind of like a Bears win. I hate to even say who's going to win this game. This is hot garbage, y'all. Okay.
Well, I'm actually hoping with the. I hope Badgett gets a win in this game. He actually gets a win in his starts, and I do have the Bears winning this game.
I do too. I think if you're forcing me to pick, but I'm going to stay away from it in my multi-game parlays. But single game wise, excuse me. I believe Dustin kind of gave everybody a little bit of help there because those were quality picks and a value in a Thursday night booty game, if we're being honest. So, is there anything else we need to talk about? Because I want to move on.
I think we can move on.
Let's get going.
Let's go to Germany.
There's not even a 1 o'clock game we're going to next. We're going to the 9:30 a.m. East Coast. Boys, y'all get up early now, okay? I know some of y'all doing it wild on Saturday night. But at 9:30 a.m., you've got the Colts are traveling or are going to be on the road against the Patriots in Germany. This game is kind of interesting. I actually, before we get into it too much, because there is something I want to say about this, but I want to hear the injury report from the football mom.
All righty. On the Colts side, we got Josh Downs, who's having a knee issue. He went out the first quarter, week 9, and not sure if he's going to play at all for week 10. So that's something we need to watch out for. And on the Patriots side, it's Devontae Parker in concussion protocol.
Okay. Well, I see this game basically, guys, as this is Indy minus 2 points. Patriots are technically at home, but they're both in Germany. I don't know who arrived first or not. But there is a path for the Patriots. If they can handle if their defense can stop the run a little, and if they can use Stevenson like they did last week, if they can get the running game going, there is a chance for the Patriots to pull this one out. But I think the run game for the Colts is just going to be too strong with Taylor's looking better. I think Zach Moss even had a little bit of contribution last week, even though he's trending down in the touches. We told y'all to sell him. Yep. Okay. But I really feel like this is a Colts game to be lost, if that makes sense. And so I am going to go ahead, actually, and I am going to lock in the Indianapolis Colts, and the strong run game will handle business against the Patriots. Brian, am I wrong?
No. Let's look at the fantasy side. Okay. I'm definitely starting Colts defense this week. They put up a strong game last week with a 26-point performance. 2 defensive
2 pick sixes.
Yeah, it was 2 pick sixes. They had 4 sacks, 3 interceptions. They just abused Young, which I could see them doing the same with Mack. I'm looking at that running game, though, and I'm looking at the shared carries, which was Taylor 18 carries, Moss 7. So I think we were right as far as selling Moss.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's trending towards Taylor, and we're actually starting to see that. I'm starting Pittman, who's averaging 15.2 points a game. He's actually kind of becoming a stud, wide receiver 2.
Yeah.
And on the Patriots side of the ball, the only person I got is Stevenson. But I think a lot of that came in receiving last week because he had 9 carries and Zeke had 6. So I think they're almost at a split. I don't know how safe Stevenson is this week.
Yeah, and the Colts defense could be a little stingy.
They can, definitely. And I could see the game getting away, and I could see the running game falling, and I think that's why Stevenson only had 9 carries in last week's game.
So, Dustin, is this game worth a lot?
I think you can lock it if you want to.
Okay.
I was like, I'll take the Colts minus the points too here. Patriots are 2-7 against the spread. Not good. Colts have been forcing a lot of turnovers lately. Another bet you can take on this is the under 43.5. No team has scored over 25 points in an international game.
I like it. You heard
All
it
right,
here
that's
first.
solid.
The winner has not scored over 25 points in an
Good.
international game.
That's a great stat line. Go.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty safe to say the stick with the Colts on this one. Look at Taylor in your fantasy leagues, and I think he's probably a solid play in your weekly fantasy league.
Yeah,
I don't know what the value is on him. But
I think we're all in agreement. So let's go ahead and start benching Moss, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
Moss
starting-
is on the bench.
All right, good.
And Pittman, I think it's a good start. Downs hasn't done his thing lately, but I think there's still a chance here.
Let me add in one thing. If we're hunting for a number 2 receiver on the Colts, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Pierce? He did get a lot of targets last week after Downs went down. Are we looking at him as the number 2 guy there?
Well,
I don't know. Is Minshew going to have I don't know.
I mean, are we looking at Mo Alley Cox? Are we looking, or are we just looking towards the running backs?
I
as the
think
targets.
that's what's going to happen. They're going to run the ball more this week.
Well,
and throw it less.
I just know. I mean, just to let everybody know. Everybody knows all the buys this week. You got the Eagles, you got Miami, you got KC, you got the Rams. We have a lot of fantasy players out this week, so we're going to need a lot of plug and plays this week.
Yeah, and I would have told you a couple weeks ago that that Osborne kid, or not Osborne. What's the Kendrick Bourne? He was worth a start, but he's gotten hurt now. So I really think the Patriots' offense is struggling. If they can get Stevenson going, they have a chance of slowing it down and playing the clock in the field position. So I think that's going to cover it. We're going to go ahead and move on to 1 o'clock. That's Packers are going to come all the way to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers, and that is Pittsburgh minus 3.5. But before we get into it too much, let's see if there's any injuries in this game.
Okay. Browns-wise, we got David Njoku dealing with a knee issue, and it's unclear if he's going to play, so you'll need to monitor that prior to the games. On the Ravens side, we're looking good.
Oh, she's got the wrong one. I think I think we're going with the Packers and the Steelers on this one.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, I thought you
My
said
bad.
the Browns and
My bad. I
Ravens.
think you was looking at the wrong one. It's
I
all good.
was.
Well,
All
the
Y'all
Browns
just
and
wanna jump
Ravens are
into that?
next.
Yeah. Let's go and go with the Browns Ravens because this could be the game of the week. I'm actually looking at this game as there's so many fantasy starts in this one on both sides of the ball, and I'm starting both defenses. Do y'all doubt me on that one? I see this as a defensive game.
I don't know that I would start the Browns defense. They might get a turnover or so, but the Ravens have been pretty efficient, and they're not giving the ball up a lot. I know Lamar's fumbled, but they're not all turnovers. And also he's that happens sometimes. Nobody has a perfect season, but I think Lamar cleans that up. And the Browns have always seemed like the kryptonite to the Ravens, and I think a big part of that was recently has been Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's out, so the Ravens defense is still going to give. I mean, the Browns defense is still going to give the Ravens problem, but I don't know how much momentum they're going to get on offense because the Browns. I mean, yes, they have what's the quarterback?
Watson.
Watson, excuse me. They have Watson back, and Hunt's been playing better. And there is if they can get Cooper going and they can get Hunt going, they can make this a close game.
Well, I was looking at it, and I mean, you think back 5 years ago, we're thinking Baltimore, Pittsburgh. That is the defensive game. But these days, you're thinking Baltimore, Cleveland. It's just a great defensive battle. But fantasy wise, I'm still looking on the Cleveland side of the ball. I don't know about Watson. I mean, with all the buys right now, if you have to plug and play him, go for it. But I'm starting Ford and Hunt at flex. I think they're both flex worthy. And then with Amari Cooper right now, he's averaging 13.5 points a game. So I think he is still a good number 3 receiver.
You think he'll go up or stay the same?
I think he's going to he's going to kind of stay the same with Watson up and down play. He had a really good week last week, but I think all your big starters are going to be coming on the other side of the ball with Lamar. Gus Edwards right now, he's 6 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. They're really looking at him on the goal line, which they get there a lot. Mark Andrews is a definite. Zay Flowers, he had a 1-catch game last week, but if he does play this week, I see a bounce back. If not, I don't see a lot in the passing game. I see a lot of running in this game.
Sorry, Fantasy Mom. Is OBJ worth a grab off the waiver wire?
I don't think he is this week. I see him
not for a play, but going forward.
No. Because I mean, if you really look at his touchdown last week in garbage time, they were actually up like 30-3 or to 6 on Seattle, and that's when OBJ scored his touchdown. He was still in there with the garbage players.
Yeah,
he was in there with Huntley and all them. So I mean, why was he still in the game? So,
So, Dustin, I've got a question for you. The Browns are getting 6 points. The Browns are getting 6. Is there any value there, or is this the Ravens all the way?
I like Baltimore -6. In the last 4 games, Baltimore has outscored their opponents 130-49, putting a little whooping on them. The first time this year Cleveland and Baltimore played, Baltimore beat them 28-3. I think Baltimore's gotten better, and Cleveland's kind of, I guess, where they were in that game.
Yeah, and Cleveland's defense is still playing lights out. I don't know. I've got the Ravens too, and honestly, I'm going to lock it in, people.
There we go.
You take this as one of the locks this week. The Ravens will beat the Browns. If you're feeling nervous about it, maybe you take the money line, but I think you're safe with the 6 points. The Ravens are 4-1 this year over winning teams with winning records. They are 4-1 this year with teams over winning records. Okay, so they're not going to fold up on this Browns defense, and I think Lamar is going to have his hands full because of the pass rush. But I think the Ravens get it done, lock it in,
is the under a possibility? 38. 21-17.
I don't know if it was 41 or so.
Yeah,
42. I'd feel yeah. Brian, what do you want to add?
I want to add one thing. Last time the Ravens played this team, you saw Thomas Robinson, which at quarterback. So I mean, you didn't even get a PJ Walker in that game. So I see a totally different game. It was a 28-3 game, and you had I'm going to say it, duty quarterback. You had a Kareem Hunt that just came to the team. So I see a totally different game, and I'm going to take the Ravens in this game. But
money line?
Yeah, I'm going money line, but I'm going 13-10. I mean, this is going to be a defensive battle.
And Brian is actually saying go money line and take the under.
There we go.
Yes.
And I think that's a quality play. But it's one of the things you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. If you feel like you need to take the money line with this game, feel free.
I was going to add a third leg to Brian's right there.
You go ahead. Go ahead.
With Baltimore money line under 38 and Lamar under 209 passing yards.
I like it because I see a lot of running in this game. You're going to see a lot of Gus. And who's God, I'm trying to hunt for this because I'm picking him up in all my fantasy leagues.
Justice Hill?
No, it ain't Justice Hill.
My dad picked him up.
Oh, come on. Give it to me. Look.
Melvin Gordon.
No.
His first name starts with a K.
Kenyon.
Ingram.
No.
I think he's
I'm going to, dude, I will bring this up here in a minute. Just let's go ahead.
So Brian,
let's go to the next one.
We've covered the fantasy relevance. We think there's value here. We locked the Ravens this week. So before Brian, I'm going to give him a minute to try to get back to that before we go to our next game. But I really think there is value here.
I got it.
But I might stay away from Mark Andrews. The Browns can be a little stingy with the tight end game. Mark Andrews still has more touchdowns than any other tight end, including Travis Kelce. But I don't know that this is his game. Brian, what you got?
I got his name, Kenyon Mitchell. He is a rookie. Had 9 attempts for 138 yards and a touchdown. Might have been on garbage time, but garbage time against Seattle's defense, it ain't that garbage. So
yeah, and that just goes to show you the Ravens. When they put it all together, I mean, they are looking to be the team to beat right now in the AFC.
Dude.
But also, do not sleep on those Chiefs. I know they're not killing it right now, but end of the year, you do not want to play those guys. They are the Super Bowl champs, and they had the same receiving core.
They had a little case of the flu last week, too.
You're going to add a top 3 defense.
You are 100%, but this may be the only episode Dave's going to hear this. But I got Baltimore as number 1 team in the AFC right now.
Oh, yeah, me too, Brian. Good pick.
This may be the only week Dave's going to hear it, but I'm going to throw it out there right now.
Okay, so I think that's going to wrap that game up. We're going to move right along to the Texans and the Bengals. No, wait a minute. We never doubled back.
Yeah,
let's go to the Packers and Steelers. We skipped that game. Let's do that real quick.
Let's go to the lock of the week.
Okay, so, and that we are going to hear the injury report in a second, but I do want to go ahead and tell you, since Brian already mentioned it, we are going to lock this week the Steelers over the Packers. I think their defense is too strong. Mama, tell us about the injuries.
Okay, on the Packers side, we've got Christian Watson, chest and back injuries. He's expected to play, but, when he gets to feeling a little bad, he goes out pretty quick. So keep an eye on him.
I mean, that's 100%. All of us owners are like, what?
Yeah, where did you come from?
All right.
All right, you got Aaron Jones still dealing a little bit with some hamstring issues, and his play this week is up in the air. So you need to monitor that also. We got Randall Cobb with a shoulder injury this past week, but he did practice in full.
He fell on his crutches.
Yeah. He practiced in full, and he should be ready for Week 10.
Okay.
Steeler-wise, we're good.
Okay.
I like to hear it.
And the Pittsburgh is -3.5 in this game, and I think their defense is going to be too much for Jordan Love and his crappy play of late. I know Aaron Jones is back somewhat, and he's been playing better, but I don't see the Packers coming out against the Steelers defense this week. They've been getting at the quarterback with the sacks. I mean, Watt is unblockable right now. So we feel pretty comfortable. We're going to lock the Steelers over the Packers at -3.5. Dustin, do you like that 3.5 or?
I love the 3.5. Yeah, Steelers got the 3rd most takeaways in the NFL right now. And you're playing against a bad quarterback. I'm going, let's see, Pittsburgh -3, take the under 39, and George Pickens bounce back game over 47.5 receiving yards.
Oh, all right, okay. I like that.
I'm going fantasy. Opposite. I'm going opposite.
There we go.
I'm benching George Pickens because he's probably going to be shadowed by who's that? Alexander.
Yeah.
Am I actually looking at that right?
Jair Alexander,
because I mean that's your deep threat, so that's who you're going to put your best corner on.
Well, hold on a minute. You
now.
got Johnson's back now.
Well, you have Johnson,
but
I
Pickens
think
is a speed guy.
He is, but I see Johnson running more slot. So coming out of the slot, I'm starting Harris because Harris is really starting to tear it up. Him, Warren's actually getting to be worthy of a flex.
Dude,
I like Warren.
I watched that whole game last week.
I'm not starting Harris as a number 2. I'm definitely throwing him in the flex. Johnson's worthy of a start. I'm benching Pickens, and if you're actually looking for a plug and play because you got a Tua, you have a Mahomes. Kenny Pickett would actually be a decent start this week, I'm thinking.
Okay.
So
I like that.
I'm looking at that, and then I'm jumping on the other side of the ball. And, I mean, if Aaron Jones does play, that's my only start of the game for the Packers. You're definitely starting him because he's out rushing A.J. Dillon 20 to 9 carries. So that's about the only thing I got.
Well, is there an avenue for Watson to have a because I know there's probably a lot of teams, or he's probably on a lot of waiver right now, right?
I'd say not on waivers. Everybody's sitting on him. I'm actually sitting on him.
Okay.
I think I do have to start him, but I'm Eagle heavy in that league. So I have to start him. But and actually one that I left out is Pittsburgh's D is one of the starts of the week.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say too.
add a defensive level. Them and their kicker. I'd go Boswell on this, but I would stay away from most of your Packers.
Okay, now Dustin, I don't remember if you said this or not, but do you like the under in this game?
I like the under in this. It's 39. I don't see either team scoring too much.
Yeah, I like the under too. Yeah, I'm with that. Yeah. I think, and that's what it is, folks. I think the Steelers are going to win. Their defense is just too strong. Packers aren't going to be able to solve the puzzle, and we've got the Steelers as a lock. And that's going to go ahead and bump us down to the next game, which is the Texans and Bengals.
Which could be the game of the week.
This is going to be interesting.
Beginning of the year, you wouldn't believe this.
This is going to be interesting. But before we get into it, let's go ahead and check in with the football mom on these injuries.
All right, so we're going to start with the Texans. The
Tekken.
Tekken.
Is that wrong game?
Yeah, it is. That's Street Fighter all the way. I was about to say that.
Oh, yeah.
Hadouken.
All right, let's start with some Nico Collins having some issues with his calf. He was limited in practice today, and we need to watch him going forward. Damon Pierce, with his ankle injury, he did not participate in practice, and he's not ready to get back out on that field yet. So need to watch that. Robert Woods, foot, he's out for week 10. Now on the other side, we've got the Bengals with Jamar Chase dealing with some back injuries. He did not participate today, so we need to monitor his progress moving forward. And then a late entry today was for T. Higgins, dealing with a hamstring issue, and he did not practice at all today.
Yeah, so keep an eye on that. Now, before we get into the money and the wagering and the who's going to win and whatnot, I think there's some value here, Brian. Do we have value in the fantasy world?
I think with C.J. Stroud, we're blowing up on both sides between him, Burrows, with the Nico Collins injury. I'm watching that, but I'm starting him if he goes. Tank Dell has been tearing it up. And Stroud's a definite start with all the big-time quarterbacks on a bye this week. But I'm going to call this right now 1 week wonder out of Dalton Schultz. I think everybody and their mama has dropped him with the lack of fantasy production they've been getting, and I'm one of them. I'm calling it a 1 week wonder. I hope I'm wrong in Schultz, but
me and Brian called this way too early in the year.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's coming real.
And then, I'm looking at the Bengals side of the ball. I don't need to tell you who to start. You've got them all. You've got Chase. You got Higgins. If their injuries do not keep them out of the game.
Mixon's been playing well.
Mixon's been going out of his
Heavy
mind.
bye week.
Actually.
Is there any Houston Texans running backs you
Dude,
consider?
I'm staying away from them. I don't know, with Devin Singletary getting all the touches last week, he did not put up the fantasy points that I thought. I gave out some information.
I thought he was going to be a little steal coming, but
yeah, I gave out some information.
Let's give a little bit of love to Noah Brown, dude. With Robert Woods being out and Nico not doing good, he scored 27 points this past week.
Yeah, and against a Tampa Bay, it's pretty tough defense. Let's call him the number 3, so he probably should have got some catches. I don't know, though. I'm thinking Tank Dell is the start of the game with this. C.J. Stroud, you're definitely going, and all your Bengals. You know what to do.
Now, I have the Bengals are 5-1 against Kansas City and Buffalo. 5-1. That tells me that these guys are heavyweight contenders. They don't back down from a fight, and I'll be honest with you. I said earlier, the Chiefs, you don't want to play them late in the year. They got a number 3 defense. They have Patrick Mahomes, their Super Bowl champs. But if there's one team that the Kansas City does not want to play, it is these Bengals. They are looking dangerous. And I think right now, if I had to do power rankings, even though the record is not great,
Dave,
I'm putting the Bengals at 3 or 4 right now.
Look behind you, bro. Just look behind. And now, let's say that again.
Is that Shawn Michaels?
No. Look on your other shoulder. Other way.
The other way. Oh, the Dolphins.
Okay. This is the Dolphins fan coming through, but I'm going to let it go for now. You go ahead.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I got you.
But the Bengals are they are contenders, not pretenders. I think that's
Burrows are hot right now. Burrows is back, bro.
But either way, I think if Chase plays, they win. I think if Chase plays, they win. If they don't, you might consider the Texans in the points. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you lock in if you pay attention and you find out is Chase is he in or out? Is he going to play? Watch the game 11 o'clock or so. They'll start releasing who's in, who's out. If Chase plays, you can lock it in for the Bengals, and I think that's a solid pick. Dustin, am I wrong?
I'm gonna agree. This is under the assumption Cincinnati has everybody. They've covered their last 4 games. They've beat the Seahawks, the Bills, and the 49ers this year. I'm going. Yeah, everybody's healthy. I'm going Cincinnati -7 and taking the over on 48.
Okay, I like that. And that we're actually going to lock it in. That's one of our locks this week. So that's 1, 2, 3. We've already had 4 already, guys.
Locking it down.
I know it. We're going to take a break on locking picks here coming up, though. So either way, I think that covers it. We're going to roll right along. Our next game would be the Titans going to the Bucks, and that is an interesting game because there's a certain rookie quarterback that may or may not be the quarterback of the future for this team. I think he has the size, he has the strength. And Will Levis, boys and girls, I hate to even say this, but he's been making some big boy throws. He's been making some big boy throws. But he's also a rookie. And what comes with that are mistakes, and things are going to happen. Now, Brian, is Will Levis worth going out and getting on the waiver to back up your quarterback on their bye week?
I think with Tua, with Mahomes, a lot of them out right now. Tampa Bay does have a pretty good secondary. They have a great linebacking core, probably one of the best in the league.
Their secondary is the second worst ranked secondary in the league. I don't know if it was that 405 that just got dropped on them.
It might have been the 5 touchdowns, all that. But, I mean, I was actually looking at Tampa Bay's defense is really not that bad. I own them on the boat. They've been scoring me some points fantasy-wise. But if you are looking for a quarterback this week, Will Levis is a decent quarterback.
Not a bad play at all.
He got the starting job. Tannehill's back. He's healthy.
He had 9
He's ready
points
to
last
go.
week, y'all.
He did. But they were still in contention to win the game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So he actually left it there. I think Henry was actually under 20 carries.
Yeah, and they were still there, ready to win.
Exactly. So leaning on him with his arm, they were there. He got them in the red zone. I wanted to say they got 3 to 4 field goals, so he got them in the red zone. He just couldn't finish it as a rookie. He's going to grow out of that, and he's going to get them to the point.
And I think even with the Bucks' solid linebacking core, Henry still probably is a pretty solid start, but are these wide receivers for the Texans or the Titans that you're looking at?
I'm just looking at Hopkins right now. I think that's his go-to.
That injury to Treylon Burks hurt because he was finally getting back in the flow.
And I think
he's in concussion protocol right now.
Yeah, he's just he's looking at his that's his go-to. That's his safe zone, let's call it. But on the Bucs side of the ball, I mean, you're starting your dorms. And I'm actually, Baker Mayfield, I'm starting him with confidence this week. He's a good plug-and-play player. White has been really stepping up.
Yes, he has.
Which Dustin knows because me and him tried to do a trade the other day. But Evans is he's a great number 2. Godwin, he may be sliding down to maybe a flex. Depending on what you got this week with Tyreek Hill and all the big names out.
Yeah. So, Dustin, in my parlay, I'm going to stay away from this game. Is there, what do you think? Is there still there's there value there?
I don't know, man. I don't really like this game. The spread being at 1, both teams, I don't know. You never know what you're going to get from either one of them. Tampa's on a 4-game losing streak right now. I think I got a couple prop bets.
Is it under the play?
38.5. I kind of like the under.
Okay.
In that.
Okay.
I got Levis, Brian's man over here, over 215 passing yards. I got Mayfield under 242 passing yards, and they didn't have the line out yet, but I'll go ahead and tell you to take it is whatever Rashad White's receptions for the game are take over.
Yeah, because his running game.
They'll put it about. Well, they might be smartening it up, but they've had it like 2.5.
Well,
for like 3 weeks now.
And exactly, and there's nobody there to really take. Was it Deuce Vaughn? Is that his name?
Yeah,
yeah. Like he's not taking carries from White. And I'm actually looking last game. I mean, they actually put up 37 points, and right now I've got which y'all's might be a 39 under. Is that it?
I got 38.5.
All right, I've got 38.5 under. I see the over on this game. I'm taking over. So
okay.
And I'm taking Buccaneers in a close game, but I think Levis will put up another good showing, but he's going to be one it's going to take a while.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of talent on the Bucks offensive side, and I do have the Bucks in a narrow victory, and I'm going to stay away from it in my parlay. And this game is interesting because Will Levis has a chance to do something here, but also he's a rookie. I don't know how deep in the playbook they're allowing him to go right now, and I don't know that that's going to be enough to confuse the Bucks to get the points that they need to win. And so I'm going to take the Bucks. I'm not going to lock it in by any means. I am going to watch it though because I want to see what happens with the young quarterback. That right there, we're going to just go ahead and move on to our next game.
Yeah, sorry, people. Not a lot of beauties on the schedule this week.
This one is one of the interesting games of the week, and I'm definitely tuning in for this one. This is the 49ers at the Jaguars.
This is one of
And it's the Niners -3, and we're going to get into it. But first, let's see if there's any injuries.
All right. Well, we got some good news for the 49ers. They'll be getting back Debo Samuel.
That's the one I'm waiting
for. Tuck your chain, Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Tuck your chain. Here comes Debo.
Yes, sir. And then on the Jaguars side, we got Zay Flowers dealing with that knee, limited in practice today. He has a chance to play Week 10, barring any setbacks, but we know that happens quite often, so we'll have to see.
All right.
This is probably one of the most intriguing games of the week.
Yeah,
This may be the game of the week. If we're watching offense, defense, both sides of the ball, I'm tuning into this game out all of them.
I got like one more on here I want to watch. Yeah, but I'd say this is game of the week.
What do you got on it, Dave? I mean, what are you thinking?
Well, I like the Niners because of Kyle Shanahan. Typically, when you look at a lot of these games, the team with the better quarterback wins. I don't have to tell y'all that. It's just kind of. I mean, I thought we all knew already.
But I think the Niners defense has been getting abused. So
well, that's the thing. If they can get back to the early Niners this week. They've been banged up. They're starting to get a little healthier. I know they're still wanting. They're still waiting on their left tackle Williams, and I think he's a big key to the puzzle. But the Jacksonville's a tough out. Lawrence can play. I mean, he's clutch. He's as clutch gets. From anybody that's not Pat Mahomes or I don't know. I feel like
Josh Allen. Yeah.
Josh Allen can be pretty clutch when need be. And Burrow doesn't make mistakes. He's money, okay? But Lawrence is right there with those guys. Jacksonville is actually putting up a pretty good defense themselves. They have firepower on offense. And this is going to be interesting. I didn't even know. I had a really tough time picking this game. And I really, I'm still kind of back and forth on where I want to go. I can see an avenue for both teams to win, but I have been on the Kyle Shanahan train, so I'm just going to have to stick with that, and I'm going to go the Niners, but I'm going to stay away from it in my parlay.
Well, I'm looking at it right now, and I'm wanting to change my pick. Like, actually thinking about it after you're talking about it. But
you got time.
But I think the deciding factor on this really is on both sides of the ball. You have the number 1, number 2 fantasy running backs. Mm-hmm. You have McCaffrey. You have Etienne. Yep. And right now, the difference between them is about 30 points. And that is going to be the deciding factor, I think, in this. But fantasy relevance in this, are we starting Calvin Ridley?
Ooh, Ridley, my man, y'all been letting us down.
I mean, look,
I don't see it starting now.
100% we're starting Christian Kirk and we're starting Ingram at tight end. But are we starting Ridley? Or is he
well,
worth the flex?
I think if you're desperate and you need a guy to put in because it's bye week, you this would be a decent play. I think even if you don't have a lot of buys this week on your team, I think you can still get a little something here. I'm going to call it a low-end flex, but it's not going to be much more than that, maybe 10 or 12 points.
All right, I wanted to get y'all's input on that. But, I mean, basic-wise on the rest, I do like what the Niners did. The Niners were sitting there. They were getting points put up on them. Defense was looking a little subpar, and they went out and they picked up Chase Young.
Yep.
So I think
That's no little addition there.
No, exactly. And I think with him and Joey Bosa, they only gave up a 3rd-round pick for him, by the way. And I'm like, what is all the other teams thinking? But I think with him, Joey Bosa, the rest of that line, Fred Warner, corners, the 49ers defense is back. I do still see the Jaguars putting up some points. I'm definitely taking over on 45 with this, and I'm taking the Niners.
Niners, okay.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go against the green.
Yeah, let's do it.
The only reason here is just strictly numbers. I think they're about equal talent-wise. Jaguars this year are 6-2 against the spread. So just the sheer numbers, I'm going. Give me Jacksonville +3. Got Purdy going for over 240 in this. I don't know if y'all like that or not.
That sounds about right. I mean, he's getting Debo back.
Well,
he has Ayuk.
And the thing is this is likely to be a little bit of a shootout, even though there's 2 solid defenses here. But there's a lot of firepower on offense, and this is likely to be an over game. And I can see them needing to throw the ball. So.
Well, yeah, I do. I see the most of your fantasy relevance coming out of this game. You have just so much firepower on each side of the ball that I don't see the defenses holding much back. That's why I'm taking the over on it.
Okay. Anybody have anything to add?
Is Purdy a start this week?
Purdy I don't know if Purdy's going to drop 30, but he's probably going to be around 20.
I mean, and that's what you're looking at for a replacement for Mahomes for
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so
or kind of just your starting quarterback.
Yeah, that's Dustin. Yeah.
So
I like it though. Hey, roll with it because the rest of your team's so strong that you can take a little on your quarterback. I like it.
So Brian and I like the Niners. Dustin is feeling the Jaguars, but as a whole, we feel like this is a game you might need to stay away from in your parlay. If you want to do a single game thing, maybe you can do your little prop bets. But when you're doing your prop bets, maybe just stay away from picking a winner because this is one that could really go either way. Yeah. And there's a clear avenue for both teams. It's kind of hard to pick. And that's what makes this week so frustrating. We don't have a lot of great games. And the ones we do get, it's like,
I think betting wise, we're taking receptions, we're taking yards, we're going total touchdowns,
over unders, that kind of stuff.
100%.
So we're gonna move right along. Our next game is the Saints at the Vikings, and you know what? Before we hear from the injury report and the fantasy football or just the football mom, I'm gonna say Dobbs is really. He really impressed me last week. The guy didn't have not one practice. Went in there, the quarterback got hurt. He had to go in, no other choice, and he ran the offense.
He made me some money on a day I was losing.
I'm going to add some shit.
Did you know that Dobbs is like oh, crap. I probably shouldn't have brought that up because now it just left my mind. But he is some kind of like
he is a chemical mom. Help me out.
Oh, I
Engineer?
can't think. Yeah, I mean, he's very intelligent.
He is like a crazy chemist type dude.
Mad smart, I think is what we're trying to say. He's mad smart.
He is
and he plays with heart.
Bro is Geno Smith 2.0.
Yeah,
okay, Geno Smith came out of the fucking out of the woodworks. No, he came out of the woodworks. He had a horrible career. He revamped himself at Seattle, and dude, Dobbs is
a hero, man.
Wherever he goes, Cardinals look stout.
Yeah.
Right? So
a little bit. So let's check in with the football mom on these injury reports, and we'll go from there.
All right, we're going to start with the Vikings. They got hurt this week with Cam Akers tearing his Achilles. He is on, I believe he's out for the season, actually.
Yeah, he is.
And then we've got KJ Osborne still in concussion protocol, but good news on the back burner there. Justin Jefferson has returned from IR, is in his 21-day window, but actually could play Week 10.
I see him sitting him out one more week.
And then we've got just some new stuff on T.J. Hawkinson. Does got an oblique injury, so he's one to monitor for playing this week. But nothing on the Saints side.
Okay, well, Saints are healthy. I think in this game, it's New Orleans -2.5. I believe Dobbs will do okay, not great, But I think the Saints defense they're still balling, and they're going to do enough to win this game. I'm not going to lock it in, but I've got the Saints -2.5.
I got some questions.
Okay.
Taysom Hill. Okay.
Okay.
Last 2 games, is this man the real deal? We're looking
He's so
at
versatile.
no. Listen.
We go through this every year.
Let's actually go back 3 games. 16.8, 22.9, 20.6. Okay. I think the man has reached.
He's top 5 tight end level right now.
Now, I think he's reached. I mean, you start your tight end with confidence, and you put this man at flex.
Oh, he's a flex guy now.
No, I mean, you are starting this guy at flex for the simple fact that most of your top 12 tight ends are going to get you your basic points, 10 to 15, unless you're a Kelsey. This man right now, he made the difference for me this week. I picked him up. I plugged him in. I won my game. And I had so many buys, it was crazy. So I think right now, Taysom Hill, you start him with confidence.
I think the Saints will just keep doing it till it doesn't work anymore.
Because
I expect him to get the same kind of workload coming up this week as he has been.
That's it. Alvin Kamara fans, owners, you have Derek Carr owners, you have Michael Tom. Everybody right now is upset with Hill. Pick the man up and start him. That's all I got to say.
That's a good pick. Put your ears on, folks.
All right, and one other question. Okay, are we benching Addison this week because he's getting shadowed by Lattimore?
Well,
I think you still have to play him. I don't know who else they're going to throw. If Osborne don't play,
all right. Well, see, I'm actually call it right now. I'm benching him if JJ don't play. If JJ plays, I'm definitely starting Addison. But right now, Lattimore is
Jefferson in line to come back. I think
he can.
He actually has a chance right now, but Lattimore just has that. He has that shutdown ability right now. He's one of the corners right now that can actually shut you down. And I see
top 4, folks. Top 4.
And I see a bigger running game coming because you might not want to think it, but the Saints have a lot of weapons. And you want to try to keep them off the field. So Madison right now with Cam on IR, Madison right now is a great start.
Yeah.
Well, and this game might be one of the games where you feel like Michael Thomas might actually get more than 10 points this week. But that's also if Dobbs can get the Vikings offense going. If they can get 21 points on the board, then the Saints are going to have to throw the ball. And there's opportunity there for Michael Thomas because the Vikings defense really doesn't put up much fight. They'll get some little turnovers here and there, just mistake plays and things like that. But I feel like the Saints are almost a lock this week. I stayed away with it just because Dobbs, he has weapons on this team, and when they're healthy, I think Dobbs is a good fit here for this year, and that way, even if they tank, they're going to get a quality quarterback in the draft. If Dobbs does well, then they still might have a chance at the playoffs in this division because it's so weak. Minus Detroit, there's no other quality team in the division. So I think that's their thinking there. It's almost a win-win. But we're gonna take the Saints and no lock, but we will pick the Saints and the -2.5 points. So any other fantasy notes to add here? I mean, is Hawkinson?
Hawkinson's a definite start. Dobbs came in and he was very slow to go. He didn't throw no picks. I think he had a fumble, but he ended up with two touchdowns. Hawkinson still put in a good game. He had 12 targets off seven receptions for 69 yards.
Okay.
So
he had some other big plays that were called out by barely getting one foot in.
Exactly. So I think that is still a 100% legit start. You're definitely going Hawkinson.
Yeah.
You're not even looking away.
Okay.
And just to fill in earlier, our Joshua Dobbs, he interned with NASA, and he is an aerospace engineer.
Aerospace engineer. Y'all heard it here first. And that is probably why he picked up on that playbook so quick.
Right.
The man has
I
a
believe in
photogenic memory.
The word I use, and this you can find it, this is a technical word. Okay, this is a scientific word here. I said he's mad smart. I think you can find that in there somewhere.
Oh, you got it.
But anyways,
I think it's under genius.
So we're all rooting for Dobbs, and I think he's gonna do okay, like I said. But I think the Saints defense just too tough. And so we're gonna keep it moving. Our next game is gonna be the Falcons at the Cardinals. It's Atlanta -1.5. And before we get into it too much, let's check in and see if we have any injuries.
Okay. Falcon wise, we got Drake London still dealing with a groin injury. He's on track to return week 10, barring any setbacks. And then on the Cardinal side, we got Kyler Murray coming back.
Woohoo!
Oh, yes. And we also have James Conner coming off IR.
Double woohoo!
Both of them are tracked to play week 10.
All right, Brian, I've got a question for you. You're over here hooting and hollering and whatnot. I know Connor's back. I know Murray's back. The Falcons have a solid defense, though, and Heineke's been moving the ball. What do you take of that? I mean, besides the fantasy, who do you think is going to win? I mean, this game really could go either way.
I think Desmond Ritter really hurt that team. I think Heineke gives them more of a passing game.
They can use the weapons they have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jesus.
To actually go with that running game they have. They have a two-headed monster there. Mom, did you say Drake London's is he ready to come back?
Barring any injury.
There we go. Drake London back with those double tight ends with Pitt, Smith. 100%, dude. But I do see a good outing out of Kyler Murray this week. I just don't think it's going to be enough in week 1. I'm taking Falcons.
Dustin, who you
Yeah,
like?
not
Just
done
win or
yet.
loss?
Win or lose.
What?
I'm gonna go Atlanta.
Yeah, not done that.
Oh,
Well,
no,
hey,
what?
Hey, Carl,
was
chill
that?
out, Carl.
That's a bad pick.
Oh, no.
What?
What?
What do you mean?
That's just a bad pick.
Oh, no. What? The Falcons over the Cardinals?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
You like the
I
Cardinals?
like mustard on my biscuits.
No. It's Carl. That's Carl right there.
Oh, shut up, Carl. Jeez, man, this guy over here. I mean, you can't take him anywhere.
That's not very nice.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
hey, Carl.
What's that in your
What's
hand?
that in your hand?
What is that? What?
The lawnmower blade.
Oh, no.
What are you gonna do with that?
I reckon I'm gonna kill you with
Oh,
it.
no.
Oh, Carl, come on, man. It's a football show.
Bro, it's just Kyler
Jeez.
Murray. Kyler
Chill.
Murray ain't making
Oh,
that big of a
my
difference.
Big Kyler Murray guy.
Oh, Carl. And
I'm gonna stick to my guns and y'all not done that.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, boy. So
All right,
Carl
then.
says the Cardinals are going to win. He thinks Connor's coming back and Murray's coming back strong, and they're going to take down the Falcons.
Yes, folks.
Okay.
Is that
Carl's pick of the
Carl,
week.
is that right?
Carl, what is it? Oh, okay. So I guess that's a Hollywood Brown too, then,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know. I mean, I could see it. I could see it happening.
Well, I'm gonna tell you a story. Kyler Murray, he gonna walk in the stadium, and he gonna have it away with her, and he gonna hit him with a lawnmower blade.
Oh, God, Carl.
Carl. I mean,
Put the bottom
that might
down.
happen. You know, that could happen, though. Murray does play a lot of video games. He might hit somebody with a lawnmower. But I don't know.
I tell you what, Carl, calm that lawnmower. Okay, I'm gonna go with the Arizona Cardinals now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You don't want to hit that lawnmower blade. I
That's
get you, bro.
That's it. Maybe Taylor Heineke probably didn't do as good. Last week he only put up 18.4 points, but that was without Drake London. So
Atlanta sucks against the spread too. They're 2-7 against the spread. I know it's a 1.5, but it's still a spread.
I think
They're
Carl's
going to suck at it.
Heineke's been moving the ball.
and he's bringing a passing game to this team that didn't have one.
They didn't have it before.
That is true.
I like it. So I think it's a up in the air game right now, and I
I'm
would probably
avoiding
stay
this
away.
at all cost.
Yeah, I have it as a stay away game myself. So Brian, when I'm looking at this game, I'm gonna. I know there's some people out there sleeping on Connor. I don't know if you might find him on the in your waiver. I mean, some people will stash players. Some people won't. They don't want they don't need the room wasted.
They don't
And
need
you
that.
might find them on the waiver.
They
You
don't
might
need
even
that
find a
extra
Kyler Murray
baggage.
on the waiver. So if you can find a Kyler Murray or James Conner, I think it's a good pickup on the waiver if available. Maybe not, but check your league because some people. Man.
Hey, if you
I
watch
hung on to him.
if you watch football, we all know Kyler Murray's first 6 games, lights out. The man's gonna give you 6 games. You go ahead and you pick him up. You play him. Connor coming off, he had a 4-week break. you're starting Connor because the man was money before.
Yeah.
I stayed away from him, and I messed up by doing it.
Yeah, this team's a lot different right
So
now. with
Hol-
Kyler Murray.
So,
Holly-
Dustin, what's the over-under in this game?
Let's see.
I got 44 under.
Is it?
Yeah, believe it or not, 44.
That's a lot of points.
Yeah, but I feel this game seems like it's going to be one of those games where I kind of like I'm feeling the over in this game. 44 is a lot. There's a lot of games on here that were 38, 36. That Vegas thinks these teams are going to score, and so do I.
Well, I'm gonna take the under on that. I just Taylor Heineke. I love the running game. I love the Robinson, which don't get enough carries. Tyler Algier. I mean, dude's amazing, but you have Robinson. Run the man.
That's my only bet for this
Run
game
him.
is Bijan under 55 rushing yards.
I know, and it is crazy because he is a first round to a second round pick, and he is not being valued at that because of Tyler Algier. Come on.
Yeah.
What is going on? No, we can't do this. I'm tired of it.
Mm-hmm. Now,
I'm about to send him a letter.
Other than Murray
Art Shell.
and Connor, are there any of these receivers you like for the Cardinals?
I'm Hollywood. That's it. I mean, are we going?
Well, who's their tight end?
Oh, that McBride. He's been doing
Yeah.
well. He's been doing well. That's a good pickup right now.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
been
I
dropping.
got him. I just picked him up today, I think.
Yeah, he's been picking up numbers, folks.
Okay,
Numbers.
and actually a sleeper pickup that may actually happen. Michael, help me out, guys. He's a rookie, wideout, Arizona. Mom. Nope, she ain't got
No.
it. All right, I'm gonna look this name up. Y'all keep on rolling.
Okay. So
You
either
ready to
way,
get out of this mess of a game?
I think you stay away from this in
You
your
actually got
parlay,
excited about this
But
game.
if there is a bet to be had, I would check. I don't know what it is right now because I didn't look it up. I'm sorry. My notes are crappy this week. But I would see what they're giving James Conner on his over-under for yardage and even catches. If it's a 2.5 catches or something, I kind of like that. If it's 4.5 catches, then maybe not. But I think there's a little bit of value there in your parlays if you want to go that route. But that I think that's going to wrap this game up, and we're just going to keep moving. And you know what? We don't even care who Brian was talking about earlier. We're just
Michael Wilson.
Michael Wilson. So
I even knew about
the
Michael,
next game.
too.
Exactly.
The next game is going to be the Detroit Lions are going all the way to L.A. to play the Chargers, but the Chargers are at home. Detroit's still minus 2.5. Before we break it down, let's check in with the football mom and see about these injuries.
All right, Lion-wise, we got David Montgomery back this week. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All you Gibbs boys, go back to crying.
My son would say yeet. Yeet.
Yeet. I like it. Yeet.
All right, now on the other side of the Chargers, Joshua Palmer is on IR with a knee injury, so he'll be out for a while.
And he's been balling too. I think I really feel like I keep wanting to say Trevor Lawrence, but gosh, what's his name?
Goff?
No, the quarterback for the
who?
Chargers.
Oh, Herbert.
Oh, Herbert.
Herbert, jeez Louise, my goodness. I need to be fired. I'm
No,
going to have
you
to
need
talk
to
to the
lay
bosses
down that
after this one for
whiskey.
sure. But the Chargers, they can play. They just have a problem when it comes to teams with winning records. And the Lions have a winning record. Not only that, the Lions have an offensive line. They have a defensive line. They have corners. I think the Lions are more well-rounded than the Chargers. The Chargers can be explosive at times, and this might be a barn burner. But I'm going to tell you, folks, lock it in. Detroit will beat the Chargers this week, and you go ahead and take the points at minus 2.5. I feel good about it. If it goes up to 3, just take the money line.
I'm gonna have to disagree.
Okay,
I'm gonna
tell me.
say the Chargers are probably the most underrated team. They've had the toughest schedule in the NFL. On the Lions side of the ball, I'm definitely starting both of those running backs. They have You got Brown, you got Laporta, you're starting Golf. On the Chargers side of the ball, we're going
Now, what
Herbert.
about the
we're going
rookie Jameis Williams and have they earned a flex play even on a heavy bye week?
Quentin Johnston. I'm going Quentin Johnston actually with Palmer out. They actually tried to get him involved more with the game against the Jets, which he ended up with about 3 to 4 catches. He looked a lot better. He was coming back to the ball. He looked like he was understanding the offense more. But I think it more focuses on the line side of the ball with Gibbs and Montgomery coming back. Okay, you have Gibbs right now. His last game, 26 carries, 152 yards, a touchdown. His last 2 games, 27 and 29. Do you just put that on the back burner and let Montgomery continue with what he was doing? Or
Crikey. I could not believe what I'm hearing, mate.
Shit.
Is that
I
Steve
could not
Irwin?
believe what I'm hearing, mate. Picture this. I understand down under, we play a different type of football, but I don't see how you're making this pick, mate.
I'm just saying they have this. It's great on both sides. You have Gibbs, you have Montgomery. How can you ignore what Gibbs has done? Montgomery is amazing, but prove me wrong.
But you picked the Chargers, mate.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. You got me.
Okay. Well, the thing is, the Chargers are one of those teams that when they're facing good competition,
Yeah.
they just seem to fold up a little bit. If it is me, this is one of the teams that I think they need to replace their head coach. And there's too many weapons on this
They
team.
got offense.
There's
and
too
defense
many
there.
weapons on this team, and they have Khalil Mack. They have a Bosa. I mean, there's only 2 teams with a Bosa, you know. So there's too many. There's too much
Derwin
here.
James.
But last week the Chargers did get after the quarterback. I don't know if they're finally healthy now, and that could be a play. I mean, there is an avenue for the Chargers here to keep it close and make a game of it. I still feel the
Let
Chargers.
me add one thing in. Okay, the Chargers have 4 losses. 3 of those came to the Chiefs, Cowboys, Dolphins. Okay, those are 4 competitors. Those are 4 Super Bowl competitors that can actually compete for it. Their only bad loss really was the Tennessee Titans, which was a 27-24. So I'm looking at this right now and I'm thinking, okay, they can make it happen, especially last week against the Jets. I mean, they did not put up a lot of offensive points, but the Jets have a top
there was a
5
reason for
defense.
that. Yeah.
Mate,
They have a top 5 defense.
mate, Amon-Ra St. Brown is like a gazelle. Okay? He's like a gazelle. Have you watched him play?
Oh, dude. He's amazing.
Steve, what do you know about football? We're not in the Outback.
This ain't soccer.
Like I said, we play a different type of football, but I know talent when I see talent.
Okay, I'll give you. All right, Brown, Laporta, Montgomery, Gibbs, Golf.
Oh, that Laporta.
Oh,
He's like a nice saltwater freshie. Don't want to get too close when he's in his mating season. He's a bit nasty.
okay. I love.
Well, and you know what? I kind of agree with Steve on that one. Laporta's legit, and he's gonna be a gamer for a while, folks. So especially if you have a keeper league, a dynasty league, or something, you know, he is a good get.
He's a nasty bugger.
So I think we covered fantasy, and now I'm kind of wondering. I locked the Lions in on my parlay, but is there any other value here, Dustin?
Let's see. I think you're safe with the Lions. They're 6-2 against the spread, which is really good. Chargers not so good. The 4-4 against the spread. We got Lions are coming off a bye week. Chargers are coming off a short week. I feel comfortable. I'll lock it in with you.
Okay,
I'll do Lions minus. I got it at 3, but at 2.5, that's even better.
yeah. And what about the over 1.5 touchdowns for either quarterback?
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that sounds. Hell, you probably go both.
Both.
Yeah.
What did we do on the? I've got 48.5 under. Are we going? What are we doing with that?
It feels like that's a lot of
I'm
points.
taking over.
It feels like an over to me.
I mean, you're looking at 24 point.
Yeah,
24
I
and a
think
half.
that's an over.
I want to give a quick shout out. we gave him hell at the beginning of the year for not staying healthy. Keenan Allen, he went over 10,000 yards last week
I like
on
it.
that career.
I like it, definitely. Definitely stayed away from him because of the injury-prone type.
I don't think he's missed a game, has he?
He hasn't. He hasn't. He has stayed strong, top 3 receiver this year. So kudos to anybody who picked him up.
I like it. I like it. So
Probably Tucker, best available.
so
Exactly. I like it. Yeah.
so our next game on the books is gonna be it's gonna be something. I think that's all you can
God.
say
Is this
about
the
it.
slaughter?
No,
Slaughterhouse
this is,
game?
This is the biggest lock of the week
Yeah,
of the
the-
year.
Giants over the the Giants are at the Cowboys in Dallas. And before we hear the injury report, I will go ahead and tell you, lock it in. The Cowboys will beat the Giants. The money line is a safe pick because that is guaranteed. 16.5 is a lot of points to give up. I know the trendy pick right now is the Giants plus the 16.5. But I don't know that they can get that done. Dustin, what do you think?
Well, I'll give you a little reason for that trend. Dallas is terrible against the spread. They've probably faced bigger spreads, but they're 2-6-1 against the spread, and 16.5 is kind of hard to cover. Money line Dallas definitely. Giants are starting poor Vito again this week against a really good defense.
Dude, let me add one thing, though. The last time these two teams played, it was week 1. Both teams full arsenals. Dallas came out and won 40-0.
Yeah, who was the quarterback?
It was Daniel Jones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you had full
full go.
arsenals.
Yeah.
I mean, it was full go. You
No,
had,
wait a minute. Was Barkley a go?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Barkley actually 12 attempts for 51 yards.
dude, I got a weird take
Okay,
on
I
this, though, if y'all want to.
Yeah, let's hear it.
The over-under is at 38.5. I want to take it, and here's why. 8 of the last 9 games for the Giants have gone under.
There you go.
Huh.
And that's
I don't see
probably-
the Giants scoring more than 7.
And that's
maybe
hon-
3.
And that's
Yeah.
honestly probably because the other team can't make up all those points by themselves.
Yeah, so you're looking at Dallas to have to score at least 30 points.
Which I could definitely.
It's not impossible.
I could
I know,
definitely see
but
it. I mean, with
I think they'll
actually,
get out early like the Raiders did on them, and then you'll just see them kind
The
of
one thing
just kind of run.
I could see that, but I mean, you have McCarthy, who is actually he's leaving Dak out there. Dak right now in the last 3 weeks is probably one of the most productive fantasy quarterbacks. You're looking at 27, 32, 32. Right now, Dak is probably one of the most productive quarterbacks right now in the last 3 weeks.
Well, and the other thing to add to that is Dallas is actually ranks 29th in red zone offense. And that could be an issue. If you can't put them away, I mean, 16.5 is a lot.
And I'm actually going to probably put that towards their running game because Pollard has been a disappointment.
He's had 1 touchdown in the first game, and that's
Dude,
it.
everybody, myself included, I just thought he was going to be the man this year.
I did. I mean, I really. I
His
looked at
draft
him.
value did not hold up at all.
But I tell you, C.D. Lamb in the last few games has really been putting it on. But probably the start of this game is probably going to be Dallas's defense.
Now,
without a doubt.
Brian, let me ask you, Brandon Cooks, boy's been cooking a little bit lately. Does he cook this game?
I don't see it continuing. I see Lamb all game. I see Jake Ferguson.
Yeah.
I mean, has really been taken off as a tight end. So you're looking at him. You're looking at Lamb.
So Cooks is playing third fiddle to that. And
Exactly.
competing with Gallup, I guess, too, at the same
I'm with
time.
Gallup, and you're looking at Pollard coming out of the
Yeah.
backfield too. So I mean, Cook is really one of the last
He's
results.
he's kind of had a disappointing year this
He
year.
has, and I really looked at him as
I thought it was a perfect fit.
The
Cowboys.
journeyman.
exactly,
Yeah.
and I really looked at him like that's going to be a steal in your 7th, 8th rounds. But you're really looking at this Dallas offense as Lamb, Dak, Pollard, Ferguson, and on the Giants side of the ball, you have to start Barkley.
Now, is there
Yeah,
any
there's no question.
heavy bye week plays here? Maybe any value in some of these guys that you wouldn't normally start?
Did we do injuries?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh
Mom's-
boy, we're gonna be in
Mom's
trouble
looking at
now.
us. Look, all right, give it to us.
Because I think there
Y'all
might
man,
be something to hear
Y'all
here.
just straight up disrespected Mama.
We did.
And,
we did. We're talking all kinds over
Damn,
here.
Travis is here
Oh,
too.
is that Carl? What's Carl doing here? What? We shouldn't disrespect the mama.
Y'all not disrespect Mama.
Oh, Carl. All right, we knew it. Listen, put the sling blade away. We're gonna give Mama her time, okay? Are we good?
I reckon we all right.
All right, I appreciate
I
that.
give
I
you a
appreciate
biscuit.
that. So we're going to check in with the football mom and see if there's any injuries in this game.
All right. On the Giants side, you got Darren Waller dealing with that hamstring again, and he is currently on IR. And then you all already knew about the Daniel Jones injury to the right. He got a right torn ACL, and he is season ending. And they already told you about Tony DeVito starting in his spot. But there's only one thing I got to say about the Cowboys. They couldn't hold up against them badass Eagles.
No,
They-
straight from Philly, right
they
there.
did not. They did
No,
not.
I like it though, but
Mom was right.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Don't even say
I ain't gonna
nothing.
say. I'm gonna leave it
Mama
alone.
Said, Mama said the
Mama
alligators.
said, knock you out, baby.
Mama was right all of against the Miami game. All right.
Mama said alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush.
Mandula oblongata.
No, you're wrong, Colonel Sand. No, okay. So this is one of those games where we will definitely lock the Cowboys money line. There's probably not going to be much juice there. 16.5 is a lot. I know it's a trendy pick for the Giants, but I would still feel confident in the 16.5 if you want to go that way. This is a lock, and Cowboys
Start
against
'em
the
and plan 'em.
spread minus 16.5.
Yeah, dude, the Giants.
If you're feeling nervous and you're not a
Tell
degenerate
'em.
like I am, then take the money line. It's
But nah,
easy. It's easy
dude,
money.
I'm probably taking the spread because who's the quarterback again?
Vito.
Oh, right there told me. Okay,
Third string.
They couldn't move the ball against they look like they were playing the best team in the world when they played the Raiders last week.
Let's put 8 in the box. Let's stop Barkley and make this guy beat us.
All right, 40-0 Cowboys.
There
All
we
right.
let's
go.
go.
I like it. All right.
Okay,
That's
we're
a
going to
vote.
keep rolling. The
Move
next game is going to be Seattle at home against Washington Commanders. And this game is a little interesting. It's Seattle minus 6.5. But before we get into it too much, let's check in with the football mom and see if we have anything.
We only have an injury on the commander side, which is Curtis Samuels. Still dealing with that toe injury. I think it's going to aggravate him the rest of the season. He had limited practice, but he still does have a chance to play Week 10.
Okay.
Otherwise, everybody else is good.
Let me take the stage on this one.
All right.
Because the center stage is focused around Ken Walker Jr. Kenneth Walker. Okay, this man put up in the first 7 weeks 16.9 points. Right now, in the last 2 weeks, we're looking at an 8 and a 2-point game. Do we see a bounce back week this week?
If Seattle wants to start winning again, they better start giving that man
Okay.
the ball. I think
Well,
they
this
do
is
too.
a tough one, though, because Howe's been scoring. I mean, they took the Eagles to the brink, but also Pete Carroll, their defense is tightening up. They're running the ball over 100 yards a game. They're looking a little dangerous too. Geno Smith is not the most trustworthy quarterback right now. I mean, he played real good. He played great last year. This year, he's just playing okay. And I think they need a little bit more from him if they're really going to make a push to the playoffs. But I still have the Seattle as a sleeper team in the playoffs. When it comes down to it, you don't want to play them, especially if they're at home. Besides that, Brian, I'm going to stay away from this game in my parlay because this could go really go two ways. I mean, it's kind of tough. But if we're looking at a fantasy, I think that there is some value here. What do you see?
I think you're looking at your basic picks. You're actually starting Geno Smith this week. You're going to plug and play him. You're looking at Lockett, Metcalf. You're starting Walker. Where you got him, you have to start him. On the Commander side of the ball, Brian Robinson is a definite start every week. Scary Terry. Howell's been tearing it up. And actually a comeback player right now. Everybody in your fantasy leagues, you're looking at Johan Dodson as a star player. In the last 2 weeks, he has put up 40 points. He's put up 12 receptions, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns. Let's hope that continues because that's what we all thought when we drafted him.
Is there value in Logan Thomas this week?
Very low value, I think. I think with Seahawks line receiver core.
If your tight end is out on a bye, say you have Kelsey, is he a pickup option?
I mean, he's probably your best option on waivers right now. So, yeah, you're probably looking at Logan Thomas. But a lot of people's probably sleeping on Hill, so I'm picking him. But if you have to, he's gone. Logan Thomas probably would be a good plug and play this week.
Okay. Now, Dustin, the last couple of weeks I've lost a little bit of money. I've won a lot of money. But a couple of my bets I lost, and some of it was due to it was mainly DK wasn't getting the catches.
Yep.
He wasn't getting the yards, and I had both of them 2 weeks in a row. And I don't understand how you have a guy like DK Metcalf and not get him the ball. Do you see a bounce back week for him this week?
I see a whole bounce back for Seattle this week. Pete Carroll's the kind of coach that ain't going to take that embarrassment lightly that he took against the Ravens. I like him good enough to take the -6.5 at home. I think they play some inspired football. Seattle's one of the teams that actually has a home field advantage. Yeah, I like Seattle in this game.
Is there any prop bets that you like?
Dude, I got Brian Robinson Jr. under 45 rushing yards, and I got Sam Howell under 256 passing yards.
Ooh, I like both of those. You know what? That's solid, Brian, or that Dustin. That's solid. So that game is one of those that we're going to stay away from it in our parlay. Dustin gave you a couple sweet little picks to add to your. We're going to stay away from the game winning and losing and the spread and whatnot in our parlay. But Dustin did give you some sweet picks to add to your parlay to kind of fatten the purse a little bit. And honestly, that's two solid plays right there. But we are going to go ahead and move on. We have an 8:20 game, the Sunday night game. And before we hear the injuries, I just want to tell you folks.
Please don't fall asleep.
Hot garbage. Garbage.
We'll make it quick for you.
You know, there might be a movie on TV that you're interested in, but you know, if you're going to watch it, we're going to break it down. But first, let's check out these injury reports.
All right.
Okay, I've only got one thing to report on the Jets side, and I don't think it's going to be any big loss. Alan Lazard's dealing with some knee issues, and it's unsure whether or not he'll play, but I don't think they'll miss him.
Let me take this one over, because right now the only people tuning into this game is, y'all know what?
Raiders fans.
No. It's the Jacobs owners, because right now, last week with this rookie quarterback in, he carried the ball 26 times, 98 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Like a madman.
Jacobs is back, and with this rookie quarterback in, that is the trend you're gonna see. With Adams right now, in the last 2 games, the man has saw 7 targets. In both of them, he's put up 2 points and 7 points.
Okay.
They are not throwing the ball.
Now, Brian, is there any fantasy value here?
I mean, I'm looking in the Jets. Maybe you're starting Garrett Wilson with all the buys this week with the Chiefs, the Dolphins. You're starting
Breece Hall.
You're starting Breece Hall.
Is Jacoby Myers a better play than Devontae Adams?
Bro, I'm probably benching him. I like right now with this rookie quarterback. What's his name?
Aiden O'Connell.
Aiden O'Connell. Right now, all they're doing is running the ball.
Yeah, sure.
Between him, you have old Georgia boy, White. Help me out, Dave. Zamir White. Okay, you're looking at Zamir White and you're looking at Jacobs. All they're doing is running the ball. And they're trying to play defense with Crosby and trying to just stop that. And right now, going against the Jets, Crosby's going to be all over Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, folks.
I like the Raiders start defense this week, too.
Yeah, stay away from this game and your parlay when you're picking winners and losers against the spread. But is there any other value in this game, Dustin? Can we find – I mean, listen, you're sitting on the couch. Maybe you made a couple bets. You lost them. You're just trying to rebound. I just need a Sunday night rebound. Is there one here?
I kind of don't feel I kind of feel comfortable, should I say, taking the Raiders +1. I think Adams and Jacobs are just enough, and Crosby will be all over Zach Wilson like everybody is every game. So I like the Raiders +1. You could take the under at 36 here too.
Dude, honestly though, like with all the smack I just talked about the Jets, I'm taking the defense over that little bit of running game.
Yeah, I can be honest with you. I kind of like the Jets in this game too, and I think they're going to have to get a strong running game and good defense travels well on the road. And I think that might end up being the difference. And honestly, I mean, if for you New York fans, that's all you got right now. So you got to kind of ride that wave. So
Aaron.
we'll see what happens. Maybe Zach Wilson doesn't fumble 3 times and they can get the job done. But I'm going to stay away from it in my parlay. Dustin says take the Raiders.
Take the Raiders.
And so we're gonna. Let me ask you this though, Dustin. Do you take the under passing yards for Aiden O'Connell? I mean, I feel like that would be
I wasn't able to get a line on this. Do you know what his
Oh, there might not be a
total?
line.
I didn't see it.
I mean,
yet.
I probably wouldn't give him 200 passing yards.
No, he didn't. He didn't even get close.
I would definitely. I bet I can guarantee you they're going to have half an interception, and I would take the over on that. I think he'll throw a pick.
Okay. So that's going to push us right into the Monday night game, which is the Denver Broncos at the Buffalo Bills. And this game
Could be the most intriguing game.
it's going to be a little tricky. But
It
before we
will.
get into the trickiness, let's
There you
find
go.
out if there's any injuries.
None on either side.
Okay.
And
and
bat out.
That's actually what brings it even better. I'm looking at this game right now. The way the Bills been playing and the way the Broncos have been playing, I could actually I've got the Bills marked in this game, but I'm not locking this game whatsoever. Even with the 7.5 points is what I got right now. I'm looking fantasy wise. Fournette's going to be out this week, so Cook is still a good start. You're starting Allen regardless. Right now, the best tight end in the league right now, Dalton Kincaid. In his last 3 games, you're looking 15, 17, 17. Last week, he caught all 10 targets, 71 yards, and a touchdown. On the Broncos side of the ball, you're starting Williams, Wilson, and Sutton. I don't know about Judy.
All right, Dustin, is there any Monday night is another one of those single games that people want a single game parlay so they can make their money that they lost through the weekend. Is there value here?
Actually, I like Denver in this game. I'll tell you why.
I like it.
I like Denver plus 7.5. The Bills have not covered in their last 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
Denver, everybody likes to get on Russ. He's got 16 touchdowns and only thrown 4 picks this year. So I like Denver plus the points in this game. What do y'all think about the 47?
The
I don't like the
47
points.
is I don't like it either. I do like it. I kind of like the under if I'm looking at that. But Dustin, I'll be honest. I was expecting you to say the Bills, and I was hoping to burst your bubble a little bit, but I can't do it because
did I just give you what
you're
you're looking for?
If you are no, I don't. But if you are getting 7.5, I think the Bills is a solid, or the Broncos would be a solid play here. If you're going money line, the Bills, I think, will win
the Bills
the
win
game.
outright, yeah.
But the problem is that the Bills have just been too inconsistent. Patrick Surtain is healthy. He's likely going to shadow Diggs. And other than Kincaid, I don't know that the Bills have anybody else to throw it to. And if the Bills don't get it together, they might not make the playoffs. I'm here to tell you.
It's been a downward spiral.
It has. Now
They're 3-6 against the spread too. There you go. Take that.
yeah.
To the
So,
bank.
Brian, is there anybody here? I think Kincaid might be the best play here, and also
He's 100% the best play. I think the bench of the game is Gabe Davis. He actually went into last week's game, didn't catch us
you ain't
a
got
ball.
to tell me.
And 100% though, I mean, you're starting a lot of these Buffalo Bills, and I think we're all looking at them to win. But with the Broncos coming off a bye week after beating down the Chiefs, beating them down, right?
yeah,
I think
they
we're all-
handled business.
I
They
think
handled the
I think
business.
we're all looking at that, and I think the whooping that they took by the Dolphins really just set them off, and they got better. And I see this defense coming out, and I've got the Bills marked, but I actually got locked by it, but I'm not saying it. I can't.
They have too much. They have too much weight on Josh Allen's shoulders. Too much of their go is dependent on the engine that
when
is
you're
Josh Allen.
Leading in rushing yards.
Yeah,
leading in passing yards.
they have to find a way to get a running game going and take some of the pressure off of Allen. And not only that, their defense has to step it up a little bit. They don't have to play lights out. They just have to do well enough. And I think they can do that. I'll be honest with you. This is another one of those teams that might need to start looking at an offensive coach, because right now they have a defensive coach. And I'll be honest, the Bills are going to be hard-pressed to make the playoffs if they don't improve quickly.
I like that. Now, honestly, I don't see it, but I'm looking at the Broncos' last 4 games, and you're looking at Jeff's Jets, Chiefs, Packers, Chiefs. All right. Jets, they lost by 10. Chiefs, they lost by 11. Packers, they destroyed. Chiefs, they destroyed. So, I mean, they're learning from their mistakes. The defense is getting better as they go. And
Well, Sean Payton is really, I think he's starting to find a little bit of a winning formula.
They're
with
still
this
fighting
team.
too, which is good.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it, Javonte Williams is really starting to get healthy.
I was gonna say, yeah, you can feel
the-
comfortable about him.
Exactly, and the running game's starting to produce along with the passing game. So you're seeing a combo of both, and they're actually just
Also, I think Sutton is a solid start here, and he might be a good pickup in your individual, your weekly lineup because he's going to have good value.
Yeah.
So that is one of those games where this is one of the most intriguing games. We want to tune in to see what happens, and we will. But I think that is actually going to cover it. Does anybody have anything they want to get off their chest?
I just want to say it's a good thing the Dolphins are on a bye. Let's regroup. Let's get a chain back. Let's get our rookie, right? Let's get that running game flowing a little bit better to go with Tua. And we're going to show everybody why we are the head of the AFC.
Oh, I got you. Okay, Dustin.
Seahawks, baby. Kenneth Walker, he's on your team. Use him. I think they get back on the right track. Maybe sneak in playoffs this year.
Yeah. What about that producer, Travis? You got anything to add?
So I would like to say congratulations to the Travis Kelsey for taking the virgin of Taylor Swift. No,
I like it, dude. I like it.
I don't think that she was a virgin though.
no.
Right.
I too cannot relate. I too had dreams and aspirations of a Pamela Anderson.
Okay.
I like
All
it.
right, Borat.
That's great. That's great.
So, listen, folks, if you made it this far, you're like family to us, and we really do appreciate you sharing some of your day with us. And
please like and subscribe.
yes, if
Comment, yell at me, make fun of
Please,
me.
please
something.
give us comments. Tell us if we're wrong, if we're right. Tell us your tough starts, your tough sits. Tell us about your betting foes. Tell us about it, and let us try to help you.
Are you sure she was no virgin? No.
Oh, no.
I'm not for sure, but I would be willing to bet my whole paycheck that.
King in the castle.
But either way, I think this is one of those weeks. It's just a tough week for everybody, and we did sure enjoy giving you guys the information. We hope you guys win your bets out there. And I want to tell you, we're not getting paid to tell you this, but I do think it is important. You should only bet where you can afford to lose, and if you do have a problem, there are numbers to call, and don't be afraid to ask somebody for help.
And one more thing, I just want to continue this. I want you to like and subscribe. Let's get our page out there. Let everybody know that we're out here talking. And we got some good voices on here. We got some good info, and we can really help you. Just get our voices out. It would be totally appreciated.
Yep, but when you start taking this advice and win money, you're going to tell your friends, and that's kind of what our goal is. We don't want to be the best; we just want to be the most accurate. And this is the DDB's End Zone Empire, and we out.
Later.